Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights. We're here for a teams match. We got a 1-0 going up against a 1-0. Two new teams. Rule of two, Kaiser and Kastner going up against Flerken, Shit Up, Jay and Ryan. Excellent team names, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be fun. Rule of two was a team that going into it, we were like, wow, powerhouse team. You got Kaiser, you got Robert. And then Jay coming in on Flerken Shit Up. First time we've seen him without Mark Kmeyer, I think, ever in Fandom Fights, as far as I'm aware. The first time I've ever seen it. So it was like, could he do it again? Could he capture the magic again? He got Ryan on his team, and they did it. They won their first match in a really, really great team's debut match. They went up against a team that I think a lot of people thought were going to be a really great team as well, too. So I'm really excited to see what happens here today. I think these are two very promising Fandom teams starting to come into their own. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they go head-to-head. Let's find out, starting with the promos.
Wait, I'm not playing in this match with either of y'all?
No, you're not. False advertisement?
All right, well, I'm excited anyway. I love these guys right here. Teammate. Go kick some ass, y'all.
No disrespect to everybody involved over there. Kind of glad Rue is not playing in this match, considering the form he's been in lately. But yeah, I'm excited to actually be here for you guys finally, because I was really excited to get you guys together before this. So yeah, how are you guys feeling about this match coming in today?
I'm feeling fine, I guess. Like 2 days ago, I slept like 2 hours. So right now, mentally, I'm still recovering. But you know what? It's fucking trivia. That's the one.
Jake, I feel good, but since you said that you wouldn't kiss me, I'm gonna need my good luck charm.
Loading.
I guess not. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Much better than me. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. So now with that,
and me too.
we can't lose. Let's do it.
It's a cheap way to do it, Robert. It's cheap, but, do what you got to do, I guess. Let's get into the match. It's going to be starting with round number 1. There's going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player and team is going to have to answer the question on their whiteboard. If they get all 10 questions correct, they will be issued a bonus question to them. With 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Gentlemen, do you have any questions as we get into round number 1?
Yeah, Robert, was it worth it to sell your 4-month-old child's soul so you could get a W in, not a tournament?
We'll see what happens with you.
That's fair. All right. Your first question is going to come in the category of Star Trek. Who cures Chekhov's injury before they all sneak out of the hospital in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home? I have been to the hospital many times this year. They creep me out, not because of myself being injured or anything, but my wife. And they creep me out. They freak me out. They smell too clean. I don't like it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Kaiser.
Dr. Leonard McCoy.
Jay.
Bones.
Robert.
Combined, Bones McCoy.
And Ryan.
Bones.
That is correct. Clean sweep as we get into the next question, which is in the category of sci-fi icons. What model Terminator is trying to kill Danny in Terminator Dark Fate? I've said it once. I'll say it again. This is the one where the fate is dark.
For everyone involved and behind the scenes.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down, Ryan. Let's go to Jay.
Said the T2000.
Let's go to Robert.
The Rev 9.
Let's go to Ryan.
No, I wrote T700.
And Kaiser.
The Rev 9.
Rev 9 is correct. So rule of 2 takes a 2-point lead. As we get into your third question, it's the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Clear and Present Danger? This is a movie that was made by someone. It stars people. It was even composed by someone, believe it or not. And
Otherwise, this whole question is dubious.
The joke's trick answer. There's no score. 5.
It was all done by a random synth machine.
1 pens down. Let's go to Robert.
James Horner.
Let's go to Ryan.
Yeah, I wrote very fast. James Horner.
Perfect. Let's go to Kaiser.
James Horner.
And Jay.
His cousin, Danny Elfman.
It was not his cousin. It was James Horner. James Horner is correct. So your fourth question comes in the category of fandom quotes. In which Wizarding World film does Dumbledore say the quote, "I must once again ask too much of you, Harry"? I feel like that happens a lot, which is why he says again. My dog is currently running around with a giant sheet of ice in his mouth. Could be stuck to his paw. Can't quite tell. Nope, just in his mouth. Just in the mouth. 5.
It's 65 degrees outside right now.
2, 1, pens down. Not in Wisconsin. Let's go to Ryan.
I said the Half-Blood Prince.
Let's go to Kaiser.
I also said the Half-Blood Prince.
We'll go to Jay.
Also said Half-Blood Prince.
And Robert.
Also said Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince is correct. So Kaiser and Robert remain perfect. As we get into your next question in the category of, it's my favorite, it's Middle Earth. The question is, why does Gimli ultimately decide to enter the Dimholt in Return of the King? I enjoy this film quite a bit. Let me put on my Kingsman persona. It's in my top 100. Back to Tim. Okay. Hey, I like this movie a lot. What up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
He cannot stand the fact that his 2 companions enter while a dwarf don't.
Let's go to Jay.
Because he's not going to get shown up by an elf.
Let's go to Robert.
I said walk outside to not be scared.
Sorry, Robert, you cut out. What was it again?
I said won't be left outside to not be scared.
Let's go to Ryan.
I just basically said he's not a coward. I'm not afraid no ghost.
I can for sure take Jay. I'm going to take Kaiser's answer as well. The answer we were looking for was Legolas went in before him. Elf going underground where a dwarf won't. That's what we were looking for. So we'll take Kaiser's answer and we'll take Jay's answer.
Can we bring Rue in, please?
Rue wants to be brought in. Want to be brought in.
Yep, we can bring in Rue.
Fellas, backstage the entire time, my biggest thing was the elf. A dwarf dare not go where an elf will. I feel you need the elf. How do you feel about that challenge?
I mean, Kaiser did go very specific on his answer. So
he said 2 though. He didn't mention elf. I'm going with what y'all think, but that's my thought.
I'm fine with I trust you, so I'm fine with giving that challenge a go.
Ryan, how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, if he went specific on his answer and you're quoting specificity, then yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah, so the challenge is I don't think Kaiser should be acceptable because he said both of them, and the direct quote is before he runs in is basically a dwarf won't go where an elf will. I'll never hear the end of it. So I don't think his is acceptable.
All right, we will be right back after this challenge. All right, we're back from the challenge. Worthy challenge. I took a look at the scene. In the scene, the quote is that Gimli goes in ultimately because he doesn't want to be, as Jay so eloquently put it, shown up by an elf. So after re-looking at the scene, Flerken is going to get the challenge. They will get to keep their challenge, and Rule of Two will not get the point, which makes it Rule of Two's lead 8-6. There are no more perfect rounds, and we're going to move on to the next question, which is in the category of James Bond. Your question is, Ben Whishaw appears in how many James Bond films? This is one of those, how many films in the James Bond series does Ben Whishaw appear in? Questions. Love those. Those are great.
But how many is he Paddington Bear?
That could be giving it away a little bit.
I know. I can't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I saw the light leave your eyes when you said it. Let's go to Jay.
3.
Let's go to Robert.
3.
Ryan.
3.
And Kaiser.
3.
3 is correct. It is 10-8. As we get into your next question, it's the category of the MCU. In Thor, Love and Thunder, what illness does Jane have? My dog is barking at me from the outdoors. He's saying, "Hey, you asshole, stop talking about nerdy shit and play with me." 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
She has cancer, specifically.
Let's go to Ryan.
Yeah, stage 4 cancer.
Let's go to Kaiser.
I just say cancer.
And Jay.
That astrological sign, Capricorn. No, Cancer.
Cancer is correct. Stage 4 cancer is the specific as well, not the total. It's correct. They're all correct. She's stage 4 out of 4. Your next question is in the category of Worlds of DC. In Birds of Prey, what does Harley do that signals to Renee Montoya that she and the Joker broke up? I think we've all been through breakups. Not a fun time. Not a good time at all. But, you do what you got to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down, Kaiser. Pens down, Kaiser. Let's go to Ryan.
Threw away her J necklace. Sorry.
Let's go to Kaiser.
She blew up Ace Chemicals and leave her necklace behind.
Let's go to Jay.
Becomes a mercenary.
And Ryan. Or Robert, sorry.
I said leaves her J necklace at explosion scene.
Okay, so this is tough. So I'm for sure gonna take Kaiser and Robert because they.
Then I'm gonna challenge.
I think I'll take. I'm not done yet.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. It started to lag a little bit on the audio. So when you were pausing, I heard Robert and Kaiser. I'm like, wait, what?
I'll take Ryan's as well. So Nick just has the Jesus fucking Christ. 1 second. Hey, we're back. Woo. The penultimate question. J necklace. I'm accepting it. 14-11 is the score. So the next question is in the category of horror icons. The question is, which horror icons film features the main character being stalked on the phone by who she believes is a crazy fan? This one threw me for the good old loop because the word film was not written in the question. But using my detective smarts and skills, I figured it out. Also, my dog will bark again sometime soon when the doorbell rings again. Can't wait. 5, 4.
It will be quick.
Just doing a protect. 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Jay.
I have Nightmare on Elm Street's A New Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's go to Robert.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
And Ryan.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, I don't think I can take Jay's answer because the name of the film is Wes Craven's New Nightmare or just New Nightmare, unfortunately. So we're going to get into the final question of the round. It's in the category of Planet of the Apes. The question is, Rocket and which other character return from a scouting mission to find a new home at the beginning of War for the Planet of the Apes? This is a good movie. Saw this one in the cinemas twice, both with the Macaw and once with the Macaw and the Hobbit. The Hobbit. 5.
Shed a tear at the
1. Pens down. Let's go to Ray.
Is it Coda?
Let's go to Robert.
I said Blue Eyes.
Let's go to Ryan
I also had Blue Eyes.
and Kaiser.
I changed from Blue Eyes to Ash.
Blue Eyes is correct. So,
Cool, right?
Ryan and Robert will get that. And we end round number 1. Rule of 2 is in the lead 17 to 13. We're going to get into round number 2. It's the wheel round. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to bring in the wheel from wheeldecide.com. Each team is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin first, they can keep it, or they can choose to spin again, but they have to keep what they spin the second time. Each question is going to be worth 2 points apiece, and you can check the multiple choice if you want, but then the point value is only worth 1. Stealing is available in round number 2, so be on the lookout. The categories on the wheel today are horror icons, Planet of the Apes, YA, Middle Earth, Star Wars, Law and Order, DC, and DreamWorks Animation. So rule of 2, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
Great job, guys. Kaiser, just shake off those 2 questions. It's all good.
Yeah.
You guys are playing really well. I think this is a really good wheel for you guys, so I think you can wait to get something after them. So I would defer here.
I like the sound logic, Jake. Even though you won't give me a kiss.
All right, let's bring in Rue. This is going to be the spin for Flerken. Shit up.
Fellas, great round. 4 points is 1 2-point steal.
It lands on opponent's choice, unfortunately.
Love.
So we're going to bring back in Mr. Meltzer. You guys need
Stick with the plan.
Do we want to stick with the plan?
I don't mind.
Or what happened? Does what happened in round 1 affect anybody's decision on this?
I don't think so. I think we should stick with the plan. Like I said, this is a good wheel for you guys.
Fair.
So I would say give them horror icons.
Okay.
All right. So Flerken, shit up. I'll be giving you your questions and horror icons. Are you ready?
Yeah. Ready for prime time.
All right. Your first question. Which Friday the 13th film features a television reporter stealing a dead body and hiding it in a house in order to spice up their news story?
I think it's the one Jason Goes to Hell.
Okay. I'm not. This is one of the ones that I'm not strong on. Jason is one of the things where I've only seen a couple of them. So if you're
4,
go,
Friday the 13th. Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell. Final answer.
that is correct for 2 points.
trust your gut, baby. Trust your gut.
All right. Your next question. Who plays Nancy in the original A Nightmare on Elm Street?
What is her name?
Her name. I know her name's Helen.
Langenkamp.
Yes.
Oh no, it's Heather.
Oh, Heather. Yes, Heather.
It's
yes.
Heather Langenkamp.
Yes.
Heather Langenkamp. Final answer.
That was about to be a hard
I knew
Yeah.
it.
That is
Yeah.
correct for
I knew
2
it.
points. Oh my God. Your next question, gentlemen. What is the first name of the daughter of the sheriff of Haddonfield and best friend of Laurie in the original Halloween?
Oh, original Halloween. It's still the same character in the Rob Zombie one too.
I'm fine with going multiple if we need to go multiple because I am drawing a blank right now.
No, same here. It's
Okay.
my spark up. Yeah.
Multiple, please.
All right. Your options are A, Linda, B, Stephanie, C, Annie, or D, Deborah.
I think Annie.
Okay, I was thinking of Annie and Deborah popped into my head.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards Annie.
Okay, that's fine. I trust you.
Annie, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point and the lead.
Way to go, baby. Way to go.
Yeah.
All right, your next question. In Freddy versus Jason, Kia falls asleep and sees Freddy in a magazine where he rips off what part of her body?
Got your nose. It's her nose.
Go with it.
Nose, final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points.
Fucking great pull.
1/3
Great
Destiny
pull.
Child there. I'm not going to forget that moment.
Hey.
And your final question. In 2018's Halloween, why does Allison leave the dance angrily?
The granddaughter. It has to do something with her boyfriend.
I'm not 100% sure. This is the only one that this is the only one of the newer Halloweens I haven't seen.
Let's go multiple. Yeah, multiple.
All right. Your options are A, her grandmother keeps calling her. B, she heard about Michael's attacks. C, she sees her boyfriend cheating. Or D, her friend followed her into the bathroom.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how specific for the boyfriend part, so yeah, we'll go with that. C, final answer.
That is correct for
Good shit, baby. Good shit.
1 more point. And so, a clean sweep of horror icons, Flerken shit up, getting their total up to 21 to Rule of Two's 17. So we'll bring back the wheel. And Mr. Meltzer, this is going to be the spin for Rule of Two.
I've had better ideas.
Opponent's choice.
And it lands on opponent's choice. Wow, double opponent's choice.
Let's go.
Do you guys need the categories?
I mean, we can see them. What are you feeling? What are you feeling comfortable with, Rye? Like,
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe give them Law and Order or Planet of the Apes.
Those are the exact two I thought, only because either I feel either one of them will have to carry it or it'll get deeper. You know, with these two, it's a crapshoot giving them something. But here's the thought: Law and Order is newer, so it might not be as deep.
That's
Planet
what I was
Apes is
thinking.
a little deeper, and maybe it'll catch something off guard.
I like that logic.
The other option is YA as well, with that same logic, but like those are
I'm
like
also comfortable with giving them YA, Ryan. So
yeah, you know, yeah. Why not? Let's go YA.
YA.
All right.
Please.
Okay.
YA.
All right. So,
But you know.
then Rule of Two. I'll be giving you your questions in YA.
Go.
All right. Your first question. Which YA film features a bombing raid that forces the heroes deep underground for the night?
Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah.
The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Good job, buddy.
Your second question. Who directed both Twilight Breaking Dawn films?
Bill Condon.
Bill Condon.
Bill Condon.
Bill Condon, final answer. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points in a tie game.
Hmm.
Your next question. In Divergent, what specific kind of structure do Triss and Four climb to discover where the other team's flag is during the Capture the Flag game?
It's a kind of tower. Actually, no. Wait, is it a tower?
No, it's like is it the Ferris wheel?
Yes, you're correct. Correct.
Are we sure? Do we want to go to multiple?
4.
Let's go for it.
2.
Ferris wheel, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points
Yes.
and the lead.
Huh.
Your next question. Who hits Jansen in the head and frees Thomas from his restraints in the Death Cure?
Teresa. She's the only
That's the only one that
hardcore.
makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no one else there, so
Because
Teresa.
that we want to say.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Teresa, final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points.
Good job, buddy.
And your final question in YA. In Twilight, Bella has which class with Edward where she sits next to him?
Go ahead.
Biology.
Yeah.
Biology, final answer.
That is correct for the clean sweep
Oof.
of YA. So Rule of 2 gets their total up to 27 to Flerken's 21. It's a 6-point game going into the betting round. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to say a category. The teams are going to have to decide who is going to bet, who is going to play the question, and how many points they want to bet on it between 0, 1, and 2. Whoever gets the question, if you get the question right, you gain those points. If you get the question wrong, you lose those points. Whichever player doesn't take the first question has to take the second. You can reset on questions 3 and 4 and work together on question 5. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have run out of questions. Gentlemen, any questions from you as we get into the round?
Nope. No, thank you.
Great round 2, guys.
We're good.
You too.
All right. Then the first category you can bet points on is Middle Earth. Let's get bets, starting with Rule of 2. Who's taking it and how much?
Me too.
And Flerken.
I'm choosing Run the Jewels' second best album, 2 points.
All right. Sounds good. Your question in Middle Earth. In the Two Towers, when the trio believes they encounter Saruman in the forest, what does Aragorn say they can't let him do before they attack? I enjoy this film quite a bit. Crazy, I know. Shocking. Crazy revelations have come today on Fandom Fights. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Kaiser.
Speak.
And Jay.
Kaiser stole my answer of Speak.
That is correct. So Rule of 2 gets 2 points, brings their total up to 29. Flerken gets 2 points, brings their total up to 23. It's still a 6-point game. The next category that Robert and Ryan have to take is Planet of the Apes. Let's get bets starting with Ryan.
I'm going 2.
Okay, and Robert.
I'm going un.
All right, question in Planet of the Apes. Besides Zira, Cornelius, and Dr. Zaius, what is the first name of one other named ape in 1968's Planet of the Apes? This is one of those thinkers. Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is going to be Flerken's first repeat. Besides Zira, Cornelius, and Dr. Zaius, what is the first name of one other named ape in 1968's Planet of the Apes? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Ryan.
No, I had it and I lost it.
And Robert.
I couldn't think of the cousin name. I said Archie. I couldn't remember.
And your winners. Rule of 2. Archie, not correct. But the answers we would have accepted are Heronius, Maximus, Galen, Lucius, or Julius. Those were all the options that were available, but great match. Double opponent's choice, double sweeping opponent's choice. Strong round ones for both. Literally just came down to that one question. And I think that Flerken had the right strategy. They used their challenge at an appropriate time to get a point off a Rule of 2. They bet hard in round 3 when they had to because they were behind. I think that was the right strategy to go, to just bet and go instead of waiting. It made sense to me. But when you have a 6-point deficit and you're playing against great players like Robert and Kaiser, sometimes it's just not enough. But we're going to bring in Jay and Ryan and Rue. Guys, you guys are also incredible fandom players. You guys have shown it time and time again, including in this match. I know you guys are probably disappointed, but I don't think you should be because you played a fantastic match. How are you guys feeling?
Before these guys go, being a last-minute manager has its downfalls because I'm pretty sure I just realized looking at the wheel, we probably gave them their strength. And I didn't have a chance to kind of look over that. I apologize for that, fellas. Shouldn't have thrown that in there last minute. So that's on me. Other than that, y'all kicked ass in this. Y'all did really well, especially killing it on that opponent's choice. But I'm going to put the rest of that, at least that second round, on me for not paying more attention to that wheel.
Yeah, I also forgot that YA was their strength.
Same.
I thought their shit was horror icons and DreamWorks. That's
Same. Which is why I was comfortable with giving them what we gave them. I want to point out two things real fast. One, Tim, you are correct. This is the second match that I have ever played with a different teammate other than Mark Kameyer. And still, we're on track to have the exact same effect that Necronomicon had in this league. Do we stumble? Of course. But you know what? What happens when you stumble? You pick yourselves up. Also, I just want to point out the fact that I'm not the one who challenged this time, but it was right there on the plate. I was on the verge of doing it, and this is why me and Rue will dominate in a different league as Old Dirty's Chinese Food Restaurant, because he has the same mind that I do. Ryan carried us a lot in round two. I'm not going to lie. I'm really glad that it wasn't Helen. We didn't say Helen Langenkamp. I'm really glad that I remember that her name is Heather right there before we were like, yeah, let's go with it. But Planet of the Apes is one of the things that's just so deep. Ryan played a hell of a game. I forgot James Horner. I stumbled in round one. Ryan fucking carried us a lot in round one and worked us through round two. I got an easy question in round three. It just means I got to get better. Hubris got the best of me because I've watched a majority of the YA movies now. So I was like, oh, if they fuck up, let's go. We'll swipe. We'll steal. But yeah.
I was thinking the same as well. Like, we were just like brushing ourselves up on YA, and I'm like, Planet of the Apes I felt comfortable with for round two, but it's like, yeah, I should have taken the time, because anything from after Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is like so fresh, but it's always those first three. But even then, yeah, this felt good. I mean, like, I was having a great momentum there during this year in Melee and Fandom, and yeah, a bit of a roadblock. I mean, at the same time, Robert and Kaiser, great players, deadly. I mean, I know this is not going to be the last time we're going to be across the screen from these two gentlemen. So I know 100% that this time, I mean, even if we're going to be ready or not, I still had fun. Jay and I got to work out what we're good with. So this was fun. This was a good match.
Yeah, gentlemen, I'm glad I got to be a part of it. Thank you. Yes, Jay.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. We spent a lot of time talking about ourselves. I just want to give a shout out to fucking Kastner and Robert. They played a hell of a game. We are not that conceited. We do know, like, when we get beat, we get beat. They played a hell of a game. It's always fun to see Jake. And I'm glad to know all they need to do is get a child so I can sacrifice their soul for a W.
Get the cheap pop. Get that cheap pop.
Exactly. But no, they played a hell of a game. And again, thank you for writing this and putting up with all of our bullshit. We appreciate it deeply.
Did not write it. You could send Nick a thank you. But guys,
lie about it. Say you wrote it. That's what the internet's for. That's what the internet is for. Have you been on Twitter? I know you are because I follow you.
Yeah, I need to get off there. Guys, congrats on a great match. Really enjoyed it. We're going to bring in the winners today. Rule of two. Gentlemen, great match as well. A fantastic round one. 17 points in round one. Nothing to sneeze at. And that's with getting a point taken away from you, too. Round two, yes, they gave you your strength. But you also swept that strength, which is impressive. And then round three, betting one. You did what you needed to do. You bet on both, even with a strong lead going into the round. And it paid off for you. And it got you guys the win. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I had to keep poker face, big poker face.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, are we getting luck into this? This is incredible. I love it. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes if you know you're a new manager, you're not quite sure. We played great. I felt really good about everything. Julius was the person I was thinking of, and for some reason I had a roadblock. So thank God I didn't bet fully so that we could win this match that early. Kaiser's great. Jake's a great manager. We got lofty aspirations on this team.
Yeah.
And, this is just another step.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pissed with my wrong and misses because the first one I was like this close, and the second one I erased Blue Eyes at the last got in second. So I'm a little annoyed that I second guessed myself into an 8 points instead of like 10 points, potentially 11. But it's counteracted by the fact that they gave us our strength for round 2, which I was like, interesting strategy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was pumping my fist in the background when they talked themselves into giving you YA because I was like, oh man, this is great. After I made the stupid decision of giving them horror icons, which apparently they're pretty good at now. So I felt like I was let off the hook a little bit there, but yeah, I really love the way that you guys played today, and I think unlike a lot of the rookie teams coming in this year, these guys had already had a few matches under their belt as a team in a different league. So I think they kind of had already learned how to play with each other before even starting in this league. And I think that showed today. So I'm really excited for these guys going forward. And I think it's pretty safe to say that our faction is pretty decent at Fandom. So I think people who are doubting us in that arena maybe should reconsider.
I didn't know that was a thing, but also I don't really care about that shit anymore. So fair enough. Guys, I have some exciting news for you, though, because you get to play another match. You get to play the winner of a match that happened last week. Spoiler alert for behind the scenes. We haven't shot it yet. So I genuinely don't know who you're playing. You're going to be playing the winners of the Book of Morbin, which is Adelaide Spence and Igor Kosick.
Oh my God, what a name.
What a name.
Or Wrong Side of the River, Jacoby Bancroft and Rue Moses.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I have to say, the Unbearable Weight of Mediocre Talent has a new challenger for best team name in Fandom, I gotta say. That's usually not great team names. They came correct on this one. But having said that, it would be fun to play them. But we're after big game here. And Rue and Jacoby are big game. And I really want these guys to go against them because I think that would be just an incredible match. I think a match of the year candidate. That I think is what I want. That is what these guys want. That is what the people want. So let's give it to them.
And before we cut off, much like what Jay did, give all the credit to Ryan and Jay today. They played a really great match. Everything withstanding everything they had to deal with. So kudos to them for making us work so hard.
Yeah.
Although Rue thinking he has a shot makes me chuckle.
All right. Well, guys, great match. Wow. All right. I don't even know what to say to that one. This has been a great episode of Fandom Fights. Thank you to Rue and Jake and the teams, Rule of Two and Flerken Shit Up. Great match. We'll see you guys next time with another great Fandom match. Until then, have a great night. Thank you to Nick for writing this one. The fuck? Why didn't I say that? Bye. See ya.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.